decided what punishment he should get. Usually it would be a week or two being confined to the base. He couldn't leave the base, and he couldn't participate in certain sports, perhaps. So Article 15 was quite often. We weren't involved in that unless the commander wanted some advice on how much punishment he could give. Otherwise, we'd help with summary court-martial, a special court-martial for AWOL and desertion, and also the theft. That was the major. I can't think offhand of any. Occasionally, there would be what they called insubordination, where a man would fail to salute officers, and they were regarded as being serious enough to warrant a case. Yeah. Yeah.
So during the time that you were in the reserves, and you went on active duty for 2 weeks, did you say, into Selfridge in the summertime?
2
weeks of active duty?
At Selfridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be part of the reserve time.
Were you? Did you do your duty as an individual, or were you with a group of people that?
I did my duty as an individual, usually as a captain or a first lieutenant. Later, I got promoted to major and lieutenant colonel, but was that your question?
I was asking if you did what you did when you were on duty during the active duty part of your thing.
We'd advise men who came in, wanted a will drawn up for them.
Oh, you did all those things.
We did
during
those
that
in the
2
will,
weeks.
or they'd ask for legal assistance on a personal problem they had at home. They may have bought a car and it was being
Repossessed?
Repossessed, yes. Yeah, that would happen. They couldn't make the payments or something. But they had questions on real estate. They wanted to buy a house, or they wanted to sell a house or a farm, and they were going to be reassigned. They were stationed at Selfridge and knew they were going to go overseas, and what they wanted to know what they could do to avoid problems, financial or with their families, when they're sent overseas. We try to help them.
Oh, so you tried to.
Yes.
So that's what you did, things on a personal basis. So
That's called legal assistance.
Uh-huh.
That was one of our main duties, legal assistance. Then the claims questions came up. That was a separate section. Military justice involved the courts-martial. And military affairs, when a man had a question about his status in the Army or in the Air Force. Yeah.
So these are things that you did while you were doing your reserve duty.
That's right. That's right.
Did you enjoy doing?
Well, it was a chore, you might say, to go out every month for a weekend or two for reserve duty. It was a chore, but it wasn't unpleasant. I mean, it was a job, a task. Sometimes it would interfere with your personal life. Sometimes get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and travel from Detroit to Selfridge. But it would have to be done. We would do it. And of course, the 2 weeks in the summer. Yeah.
So what, would you say was your most memorable case then that you did during the time that you did your reserve duty? Is there something?
Or active duty. Reserve or active. But either one, active or reserve.
Yeah, well, now we're in his reserve period.
Most memorable case.
Memorable.
It was probably the case of a officer who was charged with associating with a woman, not his wife. He was a